Live from the end. That dream version of you, dream body, dream relationship, dream job. How do they act? How do they talk? What are their thoughts? What do they believe? What is your goal? And think about that version of you. Get a clear picture in your head of a day in their life, a day in the life of an NFL star, a day in the life of you when you become a multi platinum musician, the day in the life of you when you have that dream body, when you have that dream relationship. You're going on cute dates together. You're at the beach and you feel confident to wear that swimsuit. You go outside and you're just so happy to be alive and you're proud of yourself. Live from the end. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome. My name is Lawrence. I'm a youth empowerment speaker. Get your notebooks. This is going to be a good one. Now, often in life, when we set a goal, our first thought is, what do I need to do? And that makes sense because if I want to get there, I need to know what are the steps. But right now, you're thinking from a limited perspective. You're thinking based on what you know in this moment. But the version of you that has it isn't worried about how to get it because they already have it. So instead of being so focused on how to get it, you need to think the version of me. What do they do? How do they live? How do they spend their time? What do they talk about? Where do they live? What things don't they do? And you want to have a clear picture in your head of that version. So, for simplicity, we're going to say that your goal is you want to build muscle in the gym. So, you want to have like really big muscles. Okay, that version of you. Get a clear picture of them. What do they do? They do these workouts. They eat these foods. What don't they do? They avoid these foods. They don't skip their workouts. They don't put half effort into it. They're very committed to what they do. Now, just visualize yourself, like make a picture of yourself in your head doing what you need to do. It's kind of like you want to, for anyone who played a video game, you'll understand this. First person perspective. So in a game like Call of Duty, you're there. Like you see your hand, you see your legs, you're seeing it like this. And that allows you to feel the emotions that you would in that scenario because your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you imagine. And a lot of people, when I talk about things like this, they say to me, well, Lawrence, I don't know how to, see myself in first person perspective living that life. Here's the easiest way to do it. Close your eyes. Imagine you're inside of your house. Just picture the inside of your bedroom. Now stand up with your eyes still closed and walk around your bedroom. You're seeing the stuff inside your room. You're seeing your bed. Now you're in that first person perspective mentally. So at that moment, just make the switch between looking inside of your bedroom and looking at the life that you want. So if your goal is I want to be an NBA player, imagine yourself in your head dribbling the ball, dunking the ball, getting the trophy. You want to live from the end because the version of you that has it isn't super worried about getting it because they already have it. And your thoughts and what you think about consistently will create feelings in you, which are going to lead to actions. And our goal isn't to sit down and create a master plan on how to get it. Instead, we want to think that version of me, what do they do? How do they live their life? What beliefs do they hold? And one of the main things that's going to come up for you is you're going to have to realize that there's a lot of things that you're going to have to let go of. There's a lot of people that you're going to have to let go of. There's a lot of behaviors and habits that you can't bring to that version. So, when you're doing something, ask yourself that version of me, that bodybuilder, would he eat this? Would he drink this? That version of me that is a loyal boyfriend, would he go to this party? Would he do this thing? Would he hang around these people? That version of me that has good grades. So you have a 4.0 GPA, you have straight A's, you are the top of your class. That's the dream version of you. Would that version of me not study for this test? Would that version of me waste time knowing I should be studying, I should be doing my homework, but instead I'm going to go do something else? That version of you would not do that. That version of you would put in their homework on time, they would study, they show up to class, they might have a tutor. So it can be really hard for people to think about all the ways of how to get it. But one thing that you can do to make it a bit easier is figure out what things would guarantee failure. It may sound backwards, but there's this guy, I think his name is Charlie Munger. He said that whenever you're trying to solve a problem, invert it. So what that means is take the thing that you want, and instead of thinking about how to get it, ask yourself, what can I do that would guarantee failure? The version of you that has straight A's, what could I do that would guarantee I don't get straight A's? Don't turn in my homework. Don't do the test. Don't study. Show up late to class. Get expelled from school. Hang around people who are distracting me. Waste all my time doing things other than studying, reading, preparing for the test, homework, etc. Those are just some examples. So you can see how it's really easy to figure out what not to do, but it can be hard to figure out how am I going to go from a 63 to a 100? How am I going to do that? That's hard. But it's really easy to figure out what you don't need to do. The version of you that wants to be in really good shape. So, building muscle, losing weight, whatever. The version of you that is in really good shape, it can be hard to figure out what food do they eat, how much of it do they eat, when do they work out, how long do they work out, how much water do they drink. It's hard to figure that out, but it's really easy to figure out what they don't do. That version of you does not drink a lot of soda. That version of you does not overeat like pizzas and hot wings and things that are it tastes good in moderation, but if you overdo it, then that comes a problem. That version of you gets a lot of sleep because you need to rest and recover the body. That version of you go to the gym consistently. So the things that guarantee failure are bad diet, bad sleep, not showing up to the gym, being lazy in your workouts. Those are the things that will guarantee you don't get the life that you want. Now, circling back to the original point, in your head, you want to not focus on how I'm going to get there. You want to simply focus on being there. Before I had this office, I imagined myself having it. Before I started this business, I imagined myself doing it. Before I wrote the books, before I went on the podcast, before I traveled the country, before I did all these things, I imagined myself having it. I imagined myself living it. I imagined myself being there. So you want to create like a movie scene in your head. So think of basketball is a good example. Instead of thinking about, man, how am I going to get to the NBA? Imagine yourself on the court. Imagine yourself dribbling the ball, dunking the ball, getting the championship trophy, getting the ring, going to the playoffs. Imagine that. And you just want to be there. Now, a lot of people will see themselves there third person. Like they will see themselves third person perspective, but you need to instead think first person because seeing it through your own eyes, first person perspective, creates a lot more emotion. Seeing it like this creates a lot more emotion than looking at yourself from outside of you. And the more you think in line with the version of you that you want to become, the more you'll have these intuitive insights. That's the best way I could put it. It's like you'll get these ideas out of nowhere that are just, that's the version of you that you're working towards because you're living from that version. Great example of this. I originally started a school group, and in there, I'm going to have all my best content, weekly calls. It's going to be fantastic. The link for that is in the description, top link. But that version of me that runs a community, that's the version I'm trying to become. That's the multi award winning millionaire version of me. That's where I'm working towards. So, by thinking from that version, imagining myself as that version of me and taking actions that are aligned with that version of me, I get these intuitive ideas that that version of me would do because that's just that's the best way I can explain it. That's just how it works. There's a lot of people who they're doing everything, but they're not being that version of them. It's like they start to self-sabotage because they're doing behavior that isn't in line with who they're trying to become. They can do all the work in the world. They can do all the exercise. They can do all the studying, all the preparation, all of the behavior that should lead to them getting the thing. But it's like internally, there's something that is holding them back. There's a fear there, there's a doubt there. But the version of you that has it doesn't doubt themselves because they already have it. They might feel worried from time to time, they might feel a little afraid from time to time, but the version of you that is living the life that you want isn't worried about getting it. They simply live it. So, to make this message very clear and simple, you want to have a mental picture of living from the end. Put yourself mentally in that mansion. Put yourself mentally in the NBA game. Put yourself mentally in that $1 million bank account or that business owner or that 4.0 GPA or those high grades or that college or that career. See yourself living that life. Live from the end. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video, as well as you can hit the top link in the description to join my school group. Have a good day.